Moving on with obstacles of meditation. Now, let's talk about one very, very important obstacle in meditation, but which is not interpreted that way. And that is reluctance in abandoning sense pleasures. Because the immature mind looks at meditation with the hopes of more pleasure, more pleasurable experiences. And it doesn't see that sense pleasures represent an obstacle. But even when it is seen this way, and you know that you have to let go of sense pleasures, there's a reluctance in doing so. So this reluctance keeps you stuck because you cannot move on further, more inwards, and by stimulating the senses. If you stimulate the senses, you're pulling your consciousness outwards again and not inwards. So all these sense pleasures, simple ones, stimulating the taste, stimulating the touch, the contact with others, whatever. Music, I love music, and I love dancing, and I love this, and I love that, and this and that. All of these sense pleasures, they keep your attention outward focused. And you can see this very clearly. When you're meditating or trying to meditate, trying to concentrate, you see that all noises are pulling your attention outwards. But when you intensify your time sitting, you will see that it pulls you inward. With time, eventually, it dives inward. So this stimulus to the hearing, for example, when you're trying to meditate, are enough to keep your attention externalized, and that is your mind is more outward directed. To move inwards, it has to let go of this stimulus. So if you're stimulating the senses through sense pleasures, then you cannot move into your meditation. And this is an obstacle because you will, many times, sometimes you don't want to stop these, abandon these sense pleasures. Other times you'll be reluctant to do so. There's attachment, there's a lot of things involved, and if by cutting that, you will experience suffering, because those sense pleasures were there to mitigate the sadness that you carry, but at the same time feeding it. So if you stop that, that sadness will rise and you don't want to deal with it. And it's not even conscious. You don't even have conscious about this most of the times. So reluctance in abandoning sense pleasures, that is a major obstacle, because many seekers just do meditation, they do whatever, everything in the right direction, but still they preserve sense pleasures as a big part of their lives. And this doesn't let you grow, doesn't let you move ahead. Another obstacle is mistaken conceptions about spirituality, about spiritual practices. These ideas that you have developed on your own, or that you have picked from someone else, whatever, these images of what is the spiritual path, what it should be, when it must be a learning process. So you embrace the discipline, the work, giving expression to the calling in your heart, but remove the expectations out of the way. Because if you build these conceptions, these mistaken conceptions, and whatever is not the fruit of direct experience, it is mistaken conception, then you'll be frustrated. And those frustrations, they are big blows that when they come, it's difficult to continue. Never impossible, of course, but difficult. So don't nurture conceptions. Even if you sustain one, understand that it will be broken, and you need to have the attitude of someone who is learning something new, who has no knowledge about it, so that there's no expectations involved, no wrong images that you are holding on to, so that you don't deal with intense frustration, and then you cannot move forward. So another one is not having success in concentration. Mind is too agitated or too dull, you cannot concentrate, and it's like, oh, I cannot do this, this is not for me. Negativity is rising all the time because of this, and no success, trying, no success, no success, no success, no success. This becomes an obstacle, you feel like giving up. Don't give up. It's a matter of discipline and time. Focus in maintaining the discipline, improving the discipline, understanding what can be improved, and maintaining it as long as it is needed. Because this process, these negativities that rise, they are also a manifestation of the gunas, they are a manifestation of your world, and it is a cleansing process. But if you embrace this and you take this as the guidance of what you should or not do, then you'll not be able to move forward. So not being able to have to concentrate, and what rises from this is a big obstacle. Persistence is a must. And then there's the other, when you can establish yourself in some concentration, but you cannot maintain it and you lose it, and you want to go back there and you lose it. Understand, it's not about how much you try like that. I have to reach that state. It's not about that. Concentration is possible upon purging of impurities of the mind. Those impurities that I've been talking about all the time. It's by cleaning those impurities that it becomes possible to concentrate. Without that, you may experience some period of concentration, and that concentration, that stillness, that silence manages you to access more deeper chaos. And when it arises, this deeper chaos, you lose concentration, it comes back again, confusion, but you keep on trying, keep on trying. It's always the same mechanism. Just keep on trying, keep on trying. And as you keep on trying, you're cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. Eventually you'll get established there. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, because it's about how messed up it is, how chaotic. And that doesn't determine if it is possible or not, just the length of time. And even the length of time is determined by how intense you are. So you want to make sure it's faster. Be more intense, more focused, and it will go faster. But still, in its own time. So another obstacle is the character. The character and the identifications with the states that arise from the character. Oh, I want this very much. I go. No, I don't want. I don't go. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling bad. This, that, this idea, this plan, this, all this. So this identification doesn't allow you. You're conditioned by the arising thoughts, the arising moods, the physical disposition, and when it changes, you just go with it. And if this identification continues, it becomes a very big obstacle to meditation. It doesn't allow you to maintain a serious practice, a constant one, with focus, with intent, long enough. You'll be just traveling along according to the moods that arise. This is a big obstacle. And then is temptation. Temptation is a big obstacle. So For example, someone has the calling, wants to enter the spiritual path, and decides that I want to focus on this. I don't want any relationship with anyone else. I'm focused on my meditation, and this is my path. And is there meditating, concentrating, all of this, doing all which is right, and then someone passes, more or less someone that is a temptation that you are attracted to, someone that represents in your mind something that you were desiring a long time ago. Probably you have forgotten about it, but you were desiring that, and it comes in front of you to seduce you, to take you away. And then you go, and maybe there's a part that doesn't want to go. Sometimes it's just, you just forget about meditation and go. And if you don't want, you may resist, but your mind will be convincing you that this and that, this and that. So temptation is a big obstacle, and it will come many times in many different aspects. And persistence, putting these things aside, letting go, renouncing all of this, all desires, is the path to overcome temptation.